Hey everybody, welcome to blah, 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 blah. Alright. Hey everybody, welcome to Player Select, where we select the players. I'm Brad the Bum, and today we're going to be playing the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. Sorry, I'm kind of looking all over the place because I'm right here. I'm like over here, and the camera's right there. Sorry. So, this is basically like a board game style. What the? Okay. Oh, whatever. This is kind of like a board game where you have a character piece and you're trying to fight your way, sneak your way, whatever you can to get to the warlock on top. Some pieces have objectives throughout the game that you can complete, such as one of them has to go find a goblin, and that's pretty much it. You just have to find him and pretty much fight him and kill him. Yeah, so I've played this a couple times. I've got addicted and why not show you guys? Let's kind of get in. I have unlocked her. She is actually pretty good. I like this. You can toggle the color. Welcome back, player. Let's begin the new journey. Which figurine would you figurine? Whatever. Alright. So they all have like different things to them. Some people can't read, so it's kind of funny. I do like the attacks. So let's see. Okay. Just listen to that music. So ominous. I don't know if I like her. I believe I went through with him. Yep, I went through with him once. He was okay. I wouldn't say choose him over everybody else. But, you know, I think I liked him. Wait, no, I want to do him. Her. Sorry. Let's go. Excuse me, sorry. You have chosen Lunica Cada. If you like, you may select a different hero. No, I don't want to. Just go. It's gonna be, you know what? At least it's gonna be a little bit trouble for me to. Yeah. It's gonna be a little bit trouble for me to read because I have a janky setup again. It's been a little bit since I've had to do this. You rest at the base of the Firetop Mountain on your 2-day hike. Strange red vegetation spreads across the peak like its blood red stain. This journey has taken you further away from the fishing village of Arcade, but your lust for magic, history, and art has led you to Zagor's lair. Research and rumors have brought you here due to the promise of unique magical treasures. You mainly seek the Amulet of Ashra, a powerful artifact that offers protection and good fortune to those who keep the memory of the old gods. The amulet was prized by one known as Cosben Minamin. Yeah, a master of fire elementals who wanted to use the magical rubies set into the jewelry for some evil arcane acts. You have tracked him to the mountain where he is now, in the service of the evil warlock. I think I know where that is. Although warned by Anvil's villagers, you fear not the threats of the warlocks, creatures, and traps. As you confidently approach the cave entrance, you level your spear, ready for any encounter. Your adventure starts here. Let's go! You see dark, slimy walls with pools of water on the stone floor in front of you. The air is cold and dank. Hearing faint scurrying to the east, you light your lantern. The dampness of this... I'm not going to do Rolls Royce, I'm sorry. The dampness of this place reminds me of home. What? Still, I can almost smell the magic in the air. Old gods protect me as I search for my prized amulet. Oh. It's a point and click adventure, so it's pretty fun. So it looks like we got enemy over there. Let's try this way. What should I do? What should I do? Duck. Oh, you listen intently as the footsteps come closer and then pass by your hiding place, without the owners of those footsteps ever knowing you were there. Your keen eye spies a few smaller rocks tumbling down from one of the granite walls as you wait in the dim light. Surprise! Weapon drawn, you burst from your hiding place and surprise two greenish creatures clad in rough leather armor patrolling the Warlock's domain. With the Orcs caught unaware, you are able to wound one severely before the creature knows what is happening. With a heavy, cleaving blade in one hand, the second Orc is ready for you. Fight the Orcs. See, already I'm fighting. And one was supposed to be severely damaged. There we go. So when they wiggle like that, they're going to attack me. But I'm just going to try attacking back. Oh, balls. These characters have predictable movements. So the Orcs, they pretty much attack, move, and they always go forward. A quick search of the Orcs' bodies turned up a handful of gold pieces, a crude bone charm, and a half-eaten rat on a stick. I'm gonna take it. You pocket the bone charm, trying not to retch as you get close to the Orc's stinking corpse. Perhaps it will be useful later. You decide to take the bone charm, an interesting keepsake. You tie it to your spear as a memento of this battle. Let's keep going down. The passageway soon comes to an end at a solid-looking wooden door. Trying to open it, the door refuses to budge. You listen at the door, but hear nothing. The amulet I seek is unlikely to be in this part of Firetop Mountain. Maybe I should leave this door. No. I know I shouldn't charge. You give the door a mighty kick and it swings open easily. You're about to enter when you notice that the room is actually a pit. Had you charged the door, you'd be nursing your sore rump by now. Examining the pit, you notice that the sides are full of handholds, so it should not be difficult to climb back out. This is actually similar to an RPG where you kind of you choose what you want to do. And people always give me flack for being in an RPG, like Dungeons and Dragons or something like that. But, you know, it's fun. It's a choose your own game. You're not limited by a set parameter, except by what your dungeon master or game master sets. But, you know, that's pretty loose. So you enter a small cave with slime dripping from its rough rock walls. A sickly sweet smell assaults your senses as you enter. It is a smell of rotting meat. The remains of rats and a half-eaten goblin lie in the corner. In another is a large joint of meat. It looks like whatever is using this place as a larder is saving this choice haunch of giant aardwolf for later. I'm gonna take it. Let's go. Found good. There's got to be bad in there. Alright. A little along the passageway, you come to what is clearly a sentry post. Oh, look at him! You approach with caution and can see another orc, this time on his own, in leather armor, asleep at his post. If all orcs on meat are asleep, the amulet is as good as mine. Carefully approach. There's no other way through the orc other than straight in front of him. You could try to sneak past, or perhaps a direct approach might be better. But let's get past. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. The passageway begins to widen until you enter a cave. However, blocking the cave's exits are two of the ugliest creatures you have ever seen. They have the proportions of dogs, but their hide is rough and scaly. Each beast is chained to the cave wall, secured to their thick brass collars. The two orc hounds begin to snarl and strain at their chains. They cannot reach you, but their chains are long enough that should you approach, you will not be able to escape their slavering jaws. I'm not a big fan of dogs, orc hounds especially. You're going to have to deal with them quickly, one way or another, before they attract the attention of orc patrol, or maybe something even worse. So, you can either fight them, or I'm going to give them food. I'm going to throw them the meat that I literally just picked up. Taking the giant aardwolf joint from your backpack, you toss it towards the orc hounds. The hungry animals pounce on it immediately. They wrestle over the meat for a moment until they manage to tear it in half with their powerful jaws. Taking their prizes away to opposite sides of the cave, they leave the way through clear. Not hesitating for a second, you take the opportunity to sneak past the orc hounds as they noisily devour the rancid meat. See? Alright, okay. Tip if you ever play this, always rest at this. It heals you a little bit. Let's go in the door. It's been a while since I've played this, so I don't remember everything. The door opens to reveal a small, smelly room. In the center of the room is a rickety wooden table on which stands a lit candle. Underneath the table is a small wooden box. Asleep on a straw mattress, groaning in the far corner of the room, is a green-skinned orc. He is a stocky creature with an ugly, warty face. He must be the guard for the night watch. Let's steal the box. What's in it? Alright, with the box in hand, you leave the room and open the box in the passage. Inside you find four gold pieces and a small mouse, which must have been the creature's pet. We just stole a pet. You release the mouse, which scurries off down the passageway. We freed the mouse. Yay! Okay. So there's usually a trap after every good thing. So you just gotta be careful. Oh, right. So in the center of the room is a makeshift wooden table on which is standing a lit candle. Under the table is a small box, and using your keen eye, you can see that it moves ever so often. In the far corner of the room is a straw mattress. Cautiously, you open the box and quickly thrust your weapon within. There's an angry hiss, which is quickly silenced. Looking more closely, you discover that you have skewered some angry snakes which were trapped inside. There appears to be nothing else inside the box. It must have been a practical joke made by the orcs. You decide to continue a head deeper into the barracks. See now, if I go straight, I can't go back. If I go east, I can come back. So, I think I'm gonna head east. I want to explore everything again. This was a great game. I've played it through like 4 or 5 times already. And I have had different opportunities every time. Oh, excuse me. You follow the passage as it slopes downward until you find yourself at the corner of a large chamber. The architecture suggests that this was originally made by dwarven hands, but it has clearly been repurposed by the orcs. It appears you have turned into some kind of train hall. I am sorry. It's like 11 at night. Dotted around the chamber are a number of wooden posts that bear the marks of axes and other weapons. A cacophonous din echoes around the hall as green-skinned creatures in leather armor either strike the posts with their swords or each other with wooden cudgels. Gosh, that would hurt. You guess this is what passes for training session among the British orcs. If I keep to the shadows at the edge of the hall, I might be able to enter unseen. At the eastern end of the chamber are 2 doors. Halfway along the north wall of the hall is another doorway secured by an iron gate. Oh, what should I do? I don't want to do that. I don't want to burst into the room. Come on. Not yet. Keeping close to the wall, you begin to make your way around the edge of the chamber. Orcs are on the lookout for intruders, but you skillfully manage to stay out of the line of sight. Your dexterity allows you to quickly slip past the brutes. Reach the far end of the hall. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Fortunately, you make it to the far side of the chamber without any of the orcs noticing. One door has a dented shield nailed to it, while the other with a battered helmet hanging from it. I had forgotten how easy it was to evade orcs. Helmet! You find yourself in a cramped room full of battered helmets, rusting halberds, and suits of leather armor. The content of the armor is inferior compared to what you are wearing, but it strikes you that if you wear a few choice items on over the top of your own gear, you might be able to pass yourself off as an orc. Sure. I'm not green, but sure. You take the orc helm and assorted pieces of armor, attempting to hide your own features. You gag as you do so. The stench is almost unbearable. However, it might just fool the orcs. Unfortunately, the armor is rather cumbersome, making you a bit more clumsy. There we go. Plan your next move. Let's go. Of course, you find yourself inside a moderately sized chamber, and you are immediately hit with a wall of heat. On the far side of the chamber is a crude forge, its coals glowing red hot. In front of it, a heavy-set orc hammering out the dents in a damaged breastplate over an anvil. Nearby are 2 goblin assistants. One of them is eagerly watching its master repairing their armor, while the other is cowering fear in the corner. Evidently, this miserable creature has been recently punished. While Orc's armor is rough and ready, I've always admired how they can turn any old scrap of metal into a functional piece that actually defends themselves. Hearing you enter, the Orc armorer looks up, an angry expression on its ugly face. Sadly, I don't think this Orc is going to be interested in a discussion. How about how he puts together the studded leather? What do you want? The armorer grunts. Get out of here. I'm busy. Yeah, let's get out. Let's go north. Why not? The orcs are so engrossed in what they are doing and making so much noise while they are doing it that they do not notice you as you make your way to the iron gate, open it, and enter the small room beyond. At its center stands what looks like a scarecrow made of battered armor, their supporting poles sunk into a strange arrangement of wooden cogs and gears. As the gate swings shut behind you, the training quintains shudder as they activate. Although whether powered by magic or the curious wooden mechanism, you do not know. Fight the quintains. Sorry for the glare in my glasses. I have this dimmed as much as I can. Move. Attack. Poison strike. It's wood. Can't get poisoned. What am I doing? Alright. I gained 4 souls from wood. Okay. The quintains eventually grind to a halt. Your blows have irreparably ruined wooden markings. Oh, boy, working. Ah. ours. They get me. Examine the leftover debris of the quintains. Your keen eye spots something else glinting in the midst of the rubble. Hey, I can't go home. I was supposed to go down through the exit I came in from. What? I don't want to go west. I want to go to the kitchen. Food. The passage ends at a solid wooden door with metal hinges. Listening at the door, you hear strange mutterings and the clatter of what could be pots and pans. Whatever is in there, there are several of them. I'm an orc. Let's go, guys. I'm an orc. You open the door into a large room, which must be the orcs' dining room. Sitting around the large table are 5 orcs busily drinking and dribbling their bowls of rat gizzard soup. Rats have gizzards? What? All are involved in a rowdy argument as to who will get to chew the brat bones left in the large soup cauldron so that they do not see you enter. There are too many orcs here. If I blend in, I should be able to wander around. I'm an orc, guys. I'm an orc. Cautiously, you step into the dining room. The orcs are all busy guzzling their vile soup, so hopefully it should be no problem to walk past them. Come on, lucky 8 or 6. I'm a good orc. You safely reach the eastern side of the room. 3 doors are nearby, and the way out lies back on the other side of the room. The door opens into a chilly larder. Most of the food being stored here is clearly far more inhumane palate. However, you do find enough pieces of mold-free fruit and not too stale bread to make up 2 meals worth of provisions. Nice. Taking a second look through the larder, your keen eye spotted a hidden stash of delicious nuts and berries. Obviously, the orcs had no interest in these, but for you, they make up another meal of provisions. Ooh. Yeah. So provisions are my meals, so they heal me whenever I want them to. Except during battle, which kind of stinks. But the door easily opens and you enter the humid chamber. The air is thick and what smells of unpleasant things being boiled in a large cauldron that hangs over a fire in the center of the room. Look around the kitchen. On the opposite side of the bubbling cauldron stands an obese orc cook. It is stirring what appear to be the intestines into seething broth, and does not appear to have spotted you yet. Through all the steam, a goblin holding jars of spices, eagerly hoping to assist its master in some way. I always kill the cook. I don't know why. It's okay. Oh, crap. Yeah. Oh, crap. I'm gonna get busted. You're gonna attack me. Come on. Yeah. There we go. I've defeated the cook. The cook dead. You briefly toy with the idea of tipping it into its own cooking pot. There's nothing in the cook's kitchen that you would even consider eating. With a mighty kick, you tip over the pot, and the grotesque contents spill out onto the floor. Some of the vile soup begins scalding the bodies of the dead orc and goblin. Unidentifiable ingredients are strewn out on the floor. While somewhat satisfying, your vandalism is fruitless. There's nothing of value in the pot. I guess the last one's the south, as I hop by everybody like 5 times. You enter You enter what is quite clearly a storeroom. You spend some time searching the cupboards around the room, but you only find crude bowls, plates, and spoons. And then, on the dresser, you find a leather case. I wonder what beautiful trinket has been kept in this case. The case easily opens, and inside you find a magnificent bow and one silver arrow. The inscription on the case says, "The giver of sleep to those who never can." Did you? Would you? I haven't figured out what the bow does yet. And I always take it, but I've never left it. Alright. So after we get into the next area, I'll be done. The passageway leads into the square dungeon chamber. There are 2 doors in the eastern wall and 2 in the western wall. On the opposite side of the room, another passageway leads away north. The first door to the right is well used. When putting your ear to the keyhole, you listen and hear a man screaming for help from inside. Before deciding what to do next, you listen at the other doors as well. Underneath the panic cries from someone behind the second door to the right. There is unmistakable wet slurping sound of a slime beast. You remember hearing that noise in the Kalan Marsh. Hello? Hello? Not funny. Open door. The first door to the left is made of solid metal. Listening at that door, you hear the sound of torture screams coming from within. Putting your ear to the second door on the left, you hear nothing. I dare not think what that slime beast is doing to that prisoner. Maybe I should check that out first. Ugh. Am I being self-righteous? Fine. As you approach the door, the banging gets louder and the bolt starts to shake. Come on, Nurk. Let out. Waking up. Sliding back the rusty bolt and opening the door, you come face to face with a panicked-looking goblin with a horrific creature closing in from behind it. As you suspected, you come face to face with the toad-like features of the slime beast. The creature gives a hideous shriek, revealing its mouth full of long spiked teeth, and leaps at you to attack. Slime beast, save me! Squeaks the panicked goblin. I could have done better than that. Hold on. Slime beast, save me! Probably not better. Oh well. Your reflexes are quicker, thanks to your marshland experience. You spear the slime beast in midair and it falls to the ground with a crash and a hideous croak. With no more threats in the cell, you take your spear and clean it. You poke the cowering goblin gently with your spear. Thanks, help! It rasps, relieved. I find Nurk. Punish him. Why have slime beast? The cowardly creature runs off before you can get a word in, leaving you alone with the slime beast cell. Initially, it looks as though there is nothing of value in the slime beast. However, upon a second glance, you notice a blue candle sitting in the muck. Although it is an odd place for a candle, you decide to take it with you. It may come in handy with one of the darker areas of the mountain. You put it in your bag. Yes! I think I know where that goes. I think that goes with the ogre. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Should I open them? Oh, look at that. Look at the little slime beast over there. That's actually kind of cool. Let's open the silent door. The door is unlocked. Opening it, you find yourself at the threshold of an Orcs weapon store. A torch hangs from one wall, lighting up the small armory room stocked with swords, shields, helmets, daggers, breastplates, and the like. Ooh. I want that shield. A circular iron shield, with a golden crescent lies at the far end of the room. However, you do not use a shield. It is worthless to you. Never hurts to search. You poke around the room and the weapons are blunted and worthless, and the helmets are battered and rusty. You decide to inspect the breastplates on the shelves to see if there is anything worthwhile. You examine the breastplates on the shelves thoroughly, but there appears to be nothing of value. Dang. Going all of them. You unbolt the door and swing it open. A nauseating stench hits your nostrils. Inside the room, the floor is covered with bones, rotting vegetation, and slime. A wild-haired old man, clothed in rags, rushes at you, screaming. That is not an old man, that is a freaking zombie. His beard is long and gray. He is waving an old wooden chair leg. He is simply insane as he appears. Or has this been some kind of trap? Hey! Hey, you're free! You're free, go away! You start to shout, you're free, at the top of your voice. You're swiftly cut off by a table leg to the face. Ooh. Oh man, I'm down 4. Time to eat a provision. How do I eat a provision again? Oh my goodness. No, here it is. So, provision. I have 10 whoa. I had 10 provisions. Holy crap, you should have like 4. Man, going to the kitchen was the right thing to do. What? Oh. You run the emancipated prisoner through the chest with your weapon as he rushes you. He crumples to the filthy floor in an instant. If only you hadn't been bearing this disguise, perhaps you would not have startled the delirious man into a desperate attack. I've never tried that. I've always had the disguise on. First door. The door is not locked and opens. The room in front of you seems to be a small torture chamber with various torture devices around the wall. In the center of the room, 2 small hunchback goblins are having their fiendish way with a dwarf who is tied to a hook in the ceiling by his wrist. Okay. So hook, chains, done. Okay. The 2 hunchbacks are poking and cutting him viciously with their swords. The dwarf lets out a final scream and falls silent, eyes closed. His captors make disappointed noises and look around angrily at you as if it were your fault that the dwarf has collapsed. Oh. That's not right. The 2 evil creatures give a loud shriek as they rush forward to attack you. Readying your weapon, you dive into battle. Oh. Didn't have to put him in there. Come on. What is up with that hair? I have short hair. It shouldn't be sticking up. Oh, dang it. Aha, you move sideways. Go that way. And I got you. You're gonna die. Gotcha. Yeah. Like I said, it's all about like finding out what they do. You cut down the dwarf with the last of his strength. He opens his eyes, looks at you, then looks down. His eyes close again, and this time he breathes his last. You gently rest the dead dwarf on the floor. As you look around, your keen eye notices something amiss with the heel of the dwarf's boot. You decide to search the dwarf's boot. There appears to be nothing inside them, but one of them seems to be rattling. You take a closer look and inspect the heel. You find that it comes off. Out comes a small, smooth stone. As you pick up the stone, you notice that there is a dwarven rune carved onto it. You have a feeling that this will be useful, and pocket it. As you have completed such a swift search of the dwarf, you still have some time before more goblins arrive. Bravely, you search the bodies of the 2 dead goblins. As you go through their pockets, you find a large piece of sweet-smelling cheese. Take the cheese! Oh, I'm Wisconsinite. Why wouldn't I take the cheese? Cheese is amazing. Oh my god. A nice cheddar. A little sharp. Can't go wrong. You take the cheese. Who knows? It might just come in handy. You decide to leave the torture chamber before you are discovered. So, I gotta go. Exiting the dungeon, you hear the sound of water ahead of you and make out a grilled portcullis at the end of the passageway. Before you can reach the portcullis, I don't know how to say that properly. You will have to cross a bridge that passes over a gully of gurgling brackish water. You suspect it may be sewer, judging by the smell rising from it. Yuck. No wonder why the dwarves left. As you make your way towards the bridge, you pass a small creature which appears even uglier than the orcs you have encountered. The goblin salutes smartly. Well, as smartly as a goblin can. As you pass by, it then returns to picking its boils. As you cross the bridge, you pass out of sight of the sentry post. Having had enough looking and smelling like an orc, you discard your disguise. Oh, come on. You arrive at the end of the passage. An iron portcullis blocks your way, and no amount of charging is going to budge it. Aha! On the wall to your right are two levers, and it seems likely that these levers have something to do with raising the portcullis. Using your keen eye, you notice that the left lever looks misshapen compared to the right lever. Let's do the right lever. Because the left lever was actually a blade with just clay around it. So if I would have grabbed it, it would have been like... So, no. That would have been bad. You hear a deep rumbling noise, and the ground begins to shudder. Slowly and noisily, the portcullis rises into the ceiling. With hesitation, you walk towards the junction, listening carefully. And this is where I'm going to leave you guys. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I mean, I don't want to take a right path because the right is poopy, and I don't know what's down that way. I haven't explored that way yet. Anyways, if you like this video or just kind of like the theme of it, hit the like button or subscribe. Let me know what you think, if I should have done anything differently. Oh my gosh, it's so dry in here. Gotta love winter. Anyways, I hope to continue this journey with you guys, and if you've played this before, let me know what the blue candle is for, and what the silver bow and arrow do. I still don't know. I would love to know. But anyways, take care, guys. Bye.